At Ritual, we're celebrating all moms this Mother's Day, current and aspiring. So whether you're looking for fertility support, natal choline, or our best-selling clinically backed prenatal, we've got you covered. Find your Ritual. Go to ritual.com/podcast and for a limited time, get 40% off your first month. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Based on net sales from industry data, including Nielsen IQ, Stackline, and Numerator as of Q4 2024 and top 5 products.
The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has arrived in Washington for widely anticipated talks with U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, this will be their first in-person meeting since Mr. Carney won the election last week. Both sides are expected to discuss the months-long trade war, which has put a strain on relations. Mr. Trump says that he thinks the Canadian leader is looking to make some sort of an agreement.
I'm not sure what he wants to see me about, but I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does. They all want to make a deal because we have something that they all want.
And Mr. Carney has vowed to transform Canada's economy to withstand Mr. Trump, whom he has accused of trying to break his country. The Canadian leader said that he expects the talks to be, quote, difficult and constructive, adding that the two neighbors need to create new security and defense ties. Washington and Ottawa have been locked in a dispute over automotive and other tariffs imposed by Mr. Trump. Tensions have also been mounting over the U.S. leader's annexation threats against Canada. All right, for the latest, let's bring in Simon Marks in Washington, D.C. So, Simon, Mr. Carney has said that he expects difficult but constructive talks, while Mr. Trump is hoping the meeting would yield a deal. Give us a sense of expectations on both sides from this meeting.
I think it's very, very difficult to know where this is going to head. Mark Carney, as you know, arrived here in Washington a few hours ago with a substantial media entourage traveling with him from Canada. They're all gearing up for Tuesday's meeting with President Trump at the White House. The Canadian Prime Minister, of course, comes here with his election victory just behind him, having been completely clear that his win was in large measure fueled by the hostility of Canadian voters to President Trump and his oft-stated insistence that Canada really should become America's 51st state. President Trump has made it clear that he will not be abandoning that proposal. He says he wants to discuss it with Prime Minister Carney. And as you heard, questioned today about his guest's arrival, the president suggested that he didn't really know exactly why the Prime Minister was traveling here. He requested the meeting, President Trump told those reporters at the White House, claiming that he couldn't be sure what was on Mr. Carney's agenda, but suggesting that maybe he had traveled here to strike a deal on tariffs. The trade war is absolutely atop the Prime Minister's agenda. He says he's hoping for a mature and detailed conversation with President Trump about the future of the bilateral relationship. It is a relationship that Canada's leader says is now forever changed as a result of the US president's behavior. It was notable that as Mr. Carney arrived here, President Trump's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick appeared on the Fox Business Channel and suddenly indicated that the entire US-Mexico-Canada Free Trade Agreement may have to be, in his words, revisited in a year, which adds even more uncertainty to the outcome of these talks on the eve of them taking place.
And Simon, speaking of tariffs, Mr. Trump yesterday announced a 100% levy on foreign-made films in a bid to, quote, save Hollywood. How has that move been received by the entertainment industry?
Look, it came as a bolt from the blue by President Trump, indicating that he believes that Hollywood, where movie production is down 40%, is on its last legs, and that foreign producers of films now, according to President Trump, represent a national security threat to the United States. But US and foreign production companies and studios have many questions. Is the president only talking about films, or does he also propose to tariff foreign-made TV programming? Does he have the legal authority to do this? And in an era of digital distribution, what exactly is he going to be tariffing? President Trump said on Monday he is willing to meet with studio executives to discuss his plan. And overseas, there are many foreign producers who have reacted to the president's announcement, I think it's fair to say, with a substantial degree of trepidation. But this proposal still seems very nebulous, and neither the White House nor the Treasury nor the Commerce Department was able over the last few hours to explain exactly how it's going to work.
A great deal of uncertainty and unanswered questions there, Simon. Thank you very much for that report. Simon Marks reporting to us live from Washington, D.C.
Here at Ritual, we know that a mother's support isn't limited to one day a year, and we believe that yours shouldn't be either. So this Mother's Day, we're honoring the world's biggest supporters with science-backed daily rituals that center you not just today, but every day. Whether you're thinking about motherhood, actively trying, or already there, we've got you covered for when it matters most. From fertility support and natal choline to our best-selling clinically backed prenatal multivitamin, know that you're getting clean, traceable key ingredients in bioavailable forms. Because let's be honest, you don't have time for guesswork. Find your ritual. Go to ritual.com/podcast and for a limited time, get 40% off your first month. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Based on net sales from industry data, including Nielsen IQ, Stackline, and Numerator as of Q4 2024 and top 5 products.